Hi everybody, friends, family, non-friends, everybody. Hello from San Diego, from the Lima Charlie, my 30-foot Highlander Bahama sailboat. Today has been a very long day. I just finished working on the bilge, and since I bought this boat almost 5 months ago, I have been working on two primary projects. One is the bilge, and I'll tell you why as we go through the video. And the other project that has taken the majority of my time is changing out the gear shifter cable. You wouldn't think that that would be such a big project, but believe me, it was a major project, because not only did I have to replace the cable itself, but I also had to replace the mechanism whereby it hooks up to the shifter arm on the transmission, and on the other end to the pedestal, the helm, where the shifter arm and throttle are. So those two things have taken most of my time. Both of those things now are 100% complete. And so what I think I'm going to do is take you outside and show you the boat from the outside. And then we'll come in and take a look at all of the nitty-gritty in here. I haven't shot a video before now, because I have wanted to get the boat fixed up and somewhat presentable, so that it would look a little bit better on the camera. But unfortunately, that's going to be a very long time from now when that happens, because I'm still working on systems and that kind of thing. So the beautification part of things is going to be far down the road. I get asked from time to time, when do I expect to be finished with the boat? And the answer to that question is never. I will never be able to do all of the things that I would want to do to the boat, or and would need to be done to the boat. So given that I work about on average about 3.5 to 4 days a week on the boat, and I put in about 5 hours each day approximately, it would just take years and years and years to do this. So I've started with the most critical things. Number one, not letting the boat sink, which has to do with the bilge, so that it pumps out any water that gets into the boat, as long as the battery holds out. And the other items that control the boat sinking or staying afloat are the through hulls. And there are 5 through hulls on this boat. One for the motor to bring in raw cooling water. The second is for the sink. The third is for the toilet. The fourth is for the sink in the head. And then there's a 5th one someplace, and I have overlooked that. Oh, it's for the sink, if I didn't say that. Anyway, enough of that. Let me take you outside, and we'll show you what the boat looks like from out there. So hang on. Well, this is the marina. This is my home away from home. It's unbelievable to think of how many boats are here and how many boats are throughout the coastal area and community of San Diego. And then you multiply that times the entire state, and then the entire country, and it makes you wonder where all these people get all this money for these expensive boats. Mine was not very expensive, because it was a fixer-upper, but it was pricey enough, and it surely costs a lot to keep it here, to store it, and it costs a lot to maintain it and fix it up, as I've been doing. So as I said, this is a 30-foot Islander Bahama, 1978 vintage. It has two sails. Under that blue tarp is the mainsail, and all you do is take that cover off and then raise the halyard, and that raises the sail all the way up yonder. And then the other sail is the head sail, and this is called a Genoa. The reason it's called a Genoa is because it's 125%. In other words, when you extend the sail on the furler that you see down here at the bottom, when you extend the sail, it goes it goes all the way to the mast, and then another 25% on top of that. As you can see, she needs a paint job. These are the fenders that keep it from banging up against the dock. And if I can leave the boat for a minute, I got to show you something. I got a new neighbor today, and he doesn't like me getting too close to him. So that's as close as I'm going to get. And now we'll get up into the cockpit and I'll show you around. Okay, so this is the cockpit. These are the winches where when you want to extend the sail, like the head sail that we were just looking at, you pull on the sheet. It's called a sheet that goes through the pulley there. Pulleys are called blocks on sailboats. And so anyway, you pull that, extend the sail out, and you wrap the line around the winch without the cover on, obviously. And then once you have it where you want it, you cinch it down on the cleat that you see here. This is called a lazarette. This is a storage area, and this is also where the rudder is located, or the actuator for the rudder. And then I have another storage compartment under here. This is called a cockpit locker. And you can see here that I have started to fill some of the dings in the fiberglass in preparation for painting. And we were talking about beautification earlier. This is the only beautification I've done so far, is painted the cover, the lid for this cockpit locker. So you can look at that one and turn around and look at this one, and you can see the difference. This is my depth sounder. It tells me how deep the water is underneath the boat. This is my instrument panel of sorts. This is where I monitor the engine and temperatures and voltages and amps, and that's all that stuff. If you want to get a view of what it looks like when you're out and about in the boat, this is the wheel. This is my compass, and I have a handheld VHF radio inside, as well as an in panel. So this is called the companionway that I just entered, and you can see what that looks like. So when I leave for the day, I put these slats in place and then close the hatch and lock her down. This is called the chart table. It's quite small for a chart table, but nonetheless, that's what it is. This is my handheld. This is my battery and battery monitoring system. This is my VHF radio if I need to call for help, which is a very good possibility. Refrigerator I bought. It's not going to be staying here. It's going to be located over here where you see these drawers in the garbage can. This is a alcohol burning stove, which I've never used, nor will I ever. It's going to be removed, and this will simply be countertop here. And underneath will be a kitchen cabinet with drawers. This is a sink. I have running water, but it is a foot pump. These are called settees, and this is where you settee. There's a cushion on this side too, but I don't have it in here because the refrigerator is in the way. Going back to the living quarters, this is the head, the sink with all the accoutrements of home. Lots of work to be done back here to fix this up and beautify it a little bit. This is called the V-berth, and this is where one would sleep. And if you can believe it, where the toilet empties into a holding tank is underneath this V-berth. So fortunately you don't smell it much. This is the toilet, the head. And it's a manual pump thing, so you pull up, push down, pull up, push down, etc., etc., and it brings salt water, ocean water into the toilet, and then when you push down it expels all the waste into the holding tank. And then occasionally I take it to a pump out station which is nearby, and I hate to use the term, but the machine literally sucks the waste out of the holding tank. This is the hatch, a beautiful sight at night when you're laying here. These are called port lights because they open. And these are called dead lights because they don't. Now I will show you, well, first I'll show you this. Just to give you an idea of the space that I work on the engine with, you're looking at that space. And I don't know if you can see down in there, but you can see the shifter cable and the mechanism by which I put it all together. The motor is in here. The steps and everything come out of here. But this is reflective of some of the work that I've done. And then my prized possession is the bilge. This is just an old piece of carpet. But anyway, all of the liquids that come into the boat, whether it be by accident or on purpose, accumulate down here in the bilge. And when I first came aboard this boat, the water was all the way, the oily, goopy, icky stuff was all the way up to the very top. There was no bilge pump in there, and so it just sat and sat and sat. So I have had to clean all this out, eventually get it to the point where I could paint the baffles, these separations here, run a bilge hose from a pump that is located back here. There is the bilge pump I installed. So what happens, this is an automatic and a manual pump, and what happens is if the water should get up to the level of the bottom of the bilge pump, if the switch is set on auto, as soon as that water hits the pump, it will automatically turn on and pump the water through that white hose all the way through the engine compartment, all the way through the stern of the boat and out the back. This is the wiring for the pump, and it comes up here, runs into the engine compartment, runs out, and there is the bilge pump switch. It's currently set on auto, but that's manual. You can't quite hear it run, but anyway, there's auto again, and there's an off position in the middle. So for now, that is Lima Charlie, the name of the boat. So good visiting with all of you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to do a better quality one at some point in time in the future when I have something worthwhile to show you. So take care, love you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
a paint job.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Valerie, who's here, and she said that they would credit me the amount that was charged for this haul out, if they do a bottom job.
Right.
We'll certainly have them do that. That's what, about $1,200 bucks, I understand?
Yeah, about.
Oh, good. It's got a 3-bladed prop. I like that.
I don't see a bunch of cracks at the kill the hull joint either. That's good.
Is that, I understand that on these boats, the keel is part of the hull. In other words, there's not keel bolts.
Right.
The zincs look good on the prop shaft.